Hi guys, thanks for joining me on the Allister's talk show. Liverpool versus Arsenal ended disastrously for me. My prediction of Arsenal to win obviously didn't happen. Liverpool won with a thunder strike, a crazy goal from Dominik Szoboszlai. Great free kick, and Raya just could not get there. No blame on the keeper. There is no way. There's no keeper in the world who would be able to get to that. It was hit hard, fast, and right in the top corner. And that's how Arsenal got sunk. Liverpool are champions for a reason. Not only do they have a great game plan, not only are they well coordinated, very well structured, they also have something Arsenal just don't have. They've got the rub of the green. They've got all the luck in the world. There was a clear handball towards the end of the game. Ball sliced hand, and that was not called for a penalty. If it was the other way around, Liverpool would have got it. Already the pundits were making excuses that, there were too many people around there. But it's clear as day. There's a reason we've got VAR. We just do not have that kind of luck. And that is where probably Arsenal are going to struggle, because there are certain things during a match. You can't always win things fairly. This is the second or third game Liverpool have played already this season where the decisions have gone their way when they couldn't have. So, but all credit to Liverpool. You know, the way they started, you could tell Arsenal were being very defensive, biding their time. They had a strategy, I think, where they had this starting lineup where Timber, Saliba, Gabriel and Calafiori. Saliba had to be substituted for an injury. So Mosquera came in and he was pretty decent, you know. I think we have got a very decent defender. I did not see anything there where I was anxious at all because he was on the ball or he wasn't covering his areas. He did what he needed to do. He was going in for everything that he needed to go in for. In midfield, Merino, Zubimendi, Declan Rice did not work for us offensively. It just didn't make sense. It didn't work at all. It didn't add anything to the team. I think it just gave Declan Rice more to do. Merino was doing what he had to do. Zubimendi, I'm afraid to say, is not good. Well, is not good enough in that position. Like today, he failed to really have an impact in that midfield for Arsenal. He failed. He was being brushed off the ball. He couldn't sort of influence anything in midfield. And if you are saying that this is a guy who's going to cover for Thomas Partey to sort of plug the gap, no, sorry, we have not found cover for Thomas Partey, because we are playing in a team that was designed to play with a player like Thomas Partey, and then we buy Zubimendi. Zubimendi, Thomas Partey together would have made sense in that midfield. Then you let Declan Rice sort of go a bit further up, look forward, look ahead. But right now, he is having to do the job of more people because Zubimendi is just not there yet. It's obviously new team, trying to figure out how he's going to fit in that team, which is fair enough. But you're playing Liverpool and he just did zero. Honestly, I'm going to wait a bit more. I'm not, writing him off, but we've got a problem in midfield because we do not have a decent defensive midfielder there. Mikel Merino was all right, but I think it's also confusing for him. He was playing centre forward last season and now he's being expected to just stay up. He had an opportunity early, I think in the first half, but he got, bumped off by, was it Van Dijk or Gravenberch? By Gravenberch in the first half when he went for a header and then he went down. And then, of course, you've got that thing Liverpool do where they moan. These guys complain about everything not going their way. Early on, they're in front of the ref, planting it in the ref's head that they are being, somehow disadvantaged. And that's all they did in the first half, whining. And it obviously worked in the end because, the ref was just obsessed with making sure that Liverpool were not going to be sort of taken advantage of. Regardless, Merino came off. Noni Madueke, I think, did really well on that side on the right, covering for Saka. But he had some limitations there because the way he plays is very different to the way Saka plays in that position. So Noni Madueke will get the ball and he'll drive directly. He's amazing, very direct. And then he goes towards the line, and then he crosses the ball in. Whereas Saka gets the ball before he gets to the 18, he will cut back in and start creating opportunities from that point. Obviously, some interplay with Odegaard as well, and whoever is in there, Rice. And then that's how our creativity happens. But with Noni, he's probably a bit too direct with the way he plays compared to how Arsenal have played in the last season. And I think that was the issue today. Too many changes in the team over the last few days. This is his first game down there, but I thought he did really well considering he was fighting with Kerkez. Honestly, he was fighting there. He did really well, I thought. Gyökeres, you can't do much. If you're not going to supply him, you're not going to get a goal from him. But the few times that he got the ball, even when he was facing backwards, he's really strong. He can hold the ball up. He can try and buy time. And he really didn't have anyone to bounce off of. Unfortunately, when you don't have anybody in there like Odegaard for the 75 minutes, it was really difficult for Arsenal to create chances in that position to get anything to Gyökeres in a position where he could even have a shot on target, because the guy was literally always foraging, looking for opportunities, wide areas. And of course, as you can imagine, the defense of Konaté and Virgil van Dijk knew what they were doing. Gabriel Martinelli, please God, Gabriel Martinelli. I don't know. Arteta needs to really be brave on Gabriel Martinelli. He needs to be so brave and just cut his losses. We all want Martinelli to succeed, but you cannot, I don't think you can teach him to stop his bad habits. How dare you get the ball, drive all the way up to the 18 instead of passing it? Look at Gyökeres waiting for 5 seconds for a ball that you should be passing. And then somehow oh my goodness. You know, that ball went out for a goal kick. It was that bad because he went there, did that, defenders caught up with him, but it's a goal kick. And he does that over and over again. Once in a while, something happens, he manages to cut in and he'll get a crazy, great goal. He does that a lot against teams like Man City, but not against Liverpool. Not against Liverpool. If Noni had been playing in that position where Gabriel Martinelli was, or even Eze for more than... Did you see how much success Eze had on that side when he came on? Imagine if we had been in a position to start Eze, we would not have had to deal with Martinelli. I saw Martinelli do some good things, to be fair, before, where he helped a lot in defense, trying to shut down some moves. I think I saw him defend against Mo Salah at a point, and Szoboszlai as well, you know, just breaking up play before they got the ball into our 18. He did that really well, but his responsibility is to make sure that we are getting the chances. You see, he has to be able to balance it. And I've said several times, he cannot do both things. He cannot play and think at the same time. And I don't want to say a lot of negative things about his attitude and his ability. You know, he's got plenty. If you put him down the middle to sort of play that role, maybe just behind the striker, I think he will definitely do better. But don't put him on the wing. You're wasting opportunity. He cannot play that role because it takes, I think, a lot more ability to be able to do it. You need somebody cleverer, somebody a bit more cynical, somebody a bit more a faster thinker. Look at how great Eze was, you know, when he came on and he got that ball, and oh my goodness, we could all see what could have happened. So how do Liverpool, now that I've stopped moaning, I'll stop moaning now. So how do Liverpool get their goal, right? So 82 minutes in, they win this free kick. It didn't look anything crazy. It's 30 yards away from goal, and you're thinking, yeah, not bad. We've got a decent keeper in goal. And then things like this happen. It happened when Arsenal played Real Madrid. You know, sometimes it's just freakish luck. You know, Szoboszlai catches it right over the wall, straight in the top corner of the net. The position David Raya started off, I think, was probably too wide because he expected that ball to probably curve to the right of the wall, and he was there expecting to catch it, but he put it right over and it went to the top left. insane, incredible free kick. And honestly, blaming the keeper is absolutely ridiculous because those goals are once in a lifetime. It happened to Courtois at Real Madrid last year in the Champions League where Declan Rice scored those 2 great goals. Sometimes you just have to take it on the chin. Let's be honest, you just have to take it on the chin. It shouldn't even be that painful because without that goal, it's a nil-nil. It's a nil-nil draw because no one else was looking like they were making that much progress. I thought Liverpool had a better game. They had better opportunities. They literally were more innovative. They had better ideas. They are playing at home. They were going for the goal. Arsenal started off defensively, I think very protecting themselves a lot. They looked like they didn't have confidence in their abilities. They also had a few players limp off. Julian Timber looks like he's also carrying something. He went down about 86 minutes. He looked a bit like he had an injury as well. So hopefully it's nothing crazy. Califury as well looks exhausted. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You know what I'm thinking? I've just thought about it. Instead of Merino in midfield, I think he should have risked it and started Miles Lewis-Skelly, Zubamendi, and Rice in that midfield. We probably would have had more luck and would have been more daring, would have had more attacking nuance in that midfield, and Liverpool probably would not have had so much control of our midfield. It's possible, of course, with Miles Lewis-Skelly, he's pretty prone to, he lunges in so he can carry some red card or yellow card risks. But I think it was worth the risk, especially when we went into the second half when they put Odegaard in for Merino. But at that point, I think he could have put Lewis-Skelly in because he can drive the ball from that defensive position into the attacking areas. We didn't have any of that drive. We couldn't retain possession in midfield. That was one of our biggest issues today. But you know what? It's one loss we're going into now, into the international break. Arteta needs time to reflect and replan and reorganize his team to be able to take on some of these competitions. Some of these competitions against teams like Liverpool. I think even Tottenham might actually be a problem. The way they play, the way they move the ball around. I think we might be overrun in midfield in certain places with a team that passes the ball very quickly. Even Brighton do that. You see, so some of these games are going to be a problem. They're not as good as Liverpool. Liverpool last season, we drew home and away 2-2. But we haven't beaten them in 10 years for a reason. I think it's 10 or 4. Is it 14 years? It's 10 years. It's 14 years for Man City. But for Liverpool, it's been 10. And there's a good reason for it. At home, it's very difficult to beat them. So if you can get a point away from home, awesome, isn't it? It's amazing, but we didn't manage to do that. It's a very disappointing result for Arsenal. But after talking about it now, I don't feel so miserable. I just need to avoid thinking about it too much. And I'm hoping when we come back from the international break and we break the game down a bit more over the international break, we'll be able to see how Arsenal can improve and approach these games in a better way. But right now, all I can tell you before I bid you farewell for the evening is that I would rather see Miles Lewis-Skelly playing that number 5 position, Zubamendi, Rice, instead of that where they put Merino there. Merino can come in as a sub and replace maybe Miles Lewis-Skelly. Then up front, then of course you have your Odegaard up front there when he's feeling, when he's recovered, and then you've got Saka, then you've got Noni Madueke or Eze for now. So that was the game today. Very disappointing, but what can you say? Thanks for joining me on the Allister Sports Show. Please do not forget to like and subscribe on my platforms, TikTok, as well as Facebook and YouTube, of course. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.